Hi everybody, it's Lisa, owner of Peaches Skincare. You can visit us at peachesskincare.com, and I also invite you to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to see a little bit more about who we are and our holistic beliefs in skincare and taking care of your skin. If you're just tuning in, I am 55. I keep things very real here. I don't wear foundation or concealer, and I try to teach beauty in a more natural way, if you will. Wabi-sabi, embracing the imperfections in life, in ourselves, and in aging, and the gift of aging. I would ask you to like this video. I'd be so grateful if you would subscribe so that I can have YouTube show my videos and get this message out, and it would be a blessing. Today I'm doing a collaboration with 3 other really lovely women who are trying to embrace their gray hair sparkle. A couple of them have just started in the past year, and they're helping me to change the dialogue on aging, which is something that I really feel we need to do. Being a holistic master esthetician of over 35 years, having 3 salons, we see men and women coming and going through our salons every day. And one thing that I see is that people are not happy inside of themselves, and so therefore they're constantly trying to change the outside. You've got to feel good inside, and I think that's what accepting aging is. Feeling good and powerful and really understanding the gift that it is. So the 3 women that we are doing this collaboration with, and the collaboration is called Embracing Your Gray Hair Sparkle, are Kath Nail the Day, and she is in the UK, and she has a channel on beauty and luxury and just a lot of conversation, and she really wants to help to empower women to feel accepting and beautiful with their gray hair, and I really love that about Kath. Then there's Kat, and Kat has a channel called Ditching Diets and Dyes. Now, she has found that women really love to listen to her and watch when she talks about allowing the gray hair transition. So she's really transitioning to that. She is out of Canada, and she just has such a beautiful spirit about, because it's diets and dyes, just embracing who you are and loving who you are and accepting age. The second one I've been watching for quite a while, and I love the images that she portrays on her channel, and that is Charlotte. She is out of Denmark, and she has a channel called Empowered Grays. She shows beautiful images of women going gray, and in fact in her last video I feel honored that she included me, and it really makes you feel like you're not alone. And when you look at these women, you see power and aging and grace, and it's just such a beautiful channel. So I'd really encourage each of you, after you're done watching my video, to go over and watch their answers to the 5 questions that we came up with and really support their channels, and let's change the story on aging and gray hair and beauty. So I have been transitioning my gray hair sparkle for about 2 years and 2 months. I did hope it would be much more white by now. You can see where my line of demarcation is. I like to call it just my transition line. I've chosen not to cut it because I love my long hair, and it's just something that helps me to accept and to practice what I preach, showing the transition from maybe my younger years to my amazing older years. As you're growing your gray hair, what you find is this inner self-confidence begins to exude from you. You want to make sure that you keep everything looking great. One of the jokes that I always made to my husband and my children when it started, because it was tough, is that everything from here down had to really start looking great. So the first question is, when you decided to go gray, did you think about coloring your roots and giving up, and what stopped you? Yes, yes, and yes. There were so many times in the beginning that I thought, it looked like I had just missed my hair appointment, or I was a woman who didn't care about herself. And it was a struggle. So for me, if you've been around a while, you know I wear my hair in a bun a lot of times with leave-in conditioner. That really saved me. I would put my hair up. I wear a hat when I go outside, but it wasn't really a hat for fashion. But I did learn to do things like that. I wasn't willing to cut my hair, as I said, and my hair it was growing fast, but not crazy fast. And so there were times I wanted to run to the drugstore, grab a box of color, or call a colorist and have them do my hair. But I really had to stop, take a moment, silence that story in my head or that voice, and just tell myself to push through. Now, the other thing for me, and I think this is personal with everyone, was that I teach beauty and aging naturally. I teach using good things on your body, eating well, and taking care of yourself as you age. And I had seen friends die from cancer. I saw clients that were maybe not aging in a healthy way. And I thought there's got to be something to a lot of the things that we do to our bodies every day. And for me, coloring was one of them. I also started reading studies where they showed that color and those chemicals were getting into our bloodstream. And I just thought, I've got to stop. This isn't worth it for me anymore. So that was something that really propelled me to keep going. Number 2, where do you go to get gray hair inspiration and keep motivated? For me, I go to the channels that I mentioned and that I'm doing this collaboration with. I also love to look at or read about or talk to different women. I find that famous ladies like Meryl Streep or Glenn Close or there's so many women that look beautiful as they're aging and choose not to do invasive things. Julia Roberts, there's so many. And I find that reading their stories, talking with women that are going through this transition is so powerful. And I think when you see images, it really makes you realize that the image we see of ourselves is not always accurate. In packing up the house, because we'll be moving, I would go through photo albums and I would look at myself 5, 10, 20 years ago. And I remembered telling Kent, I don't feel beautiful, or I feel so heavy, or whatever it was. And I look back and I think, oh my gosh, you were beautiful. And that's hard for a woman to say about herself. You feel like you're being narcissistic. But you look back and you think, wow, I had it going on. And I know I'm going to look back at this time, 55 years old, and I'm going to think the same thing. So I want to embrace it, and I really want to not give up on this transition. Number 3, how does your silver hair make you feel? I think having gray hair makes me feel, as I said, very empowered. I definitely feel this inner self-confidence coming. And as I have said before, I felt like everything from here down needed to really stay firm and tight and looking good. But that's not always true at 55. I think it makes me feel that when people look at me, as I look at other women that are gray, I see a woman who has traveled through her life. She has been on a path and she's made it this far, which is such a gift that so many don't get. I see a woman that has maybe raised her children. I see a woman that is elegant and classy, and I love that. And I'm looking forward to having it all very gray, or at least not having my dye showing anymore. So I think empowered would be a really strong word, or confidence that I really never even had as a young woman. So that's how my gray hair makes me feel. Number 4, what's your favorite product for your gray hair? 2 really stand out for me, and I think it's because, and you can see it in my videos and you can see it with me probably right now, I always think I look pretty good before I go on camera, and then there are many times I just think, oh my gosh, I'm dehydrated or I'm not looking my best, but I still let the video go because I want you all to see reality. But one of the things with gray hair is that you'll see them having a mind of their own and going all over the place. So there's 2 products I really love. One is Elevate Wonder Water, and I love this product. You put it on after shampooing. Sometimes I'll conditioner after and I'll condition before, but it really keeps my hair silky. And I think that's super important to having gray hair, how you take care of it. The second one, and you've heard me mention it before, is Frizzy's Original. And it really keeps your hair silky. You put it on before you blow dry, and sometimes I'll put it on after. And I find that a lot of the oils I use work, but this really keeps that gray hair as flat as you can get it. I think it's also important to know how to wear your hair. Do you want to wear it back in a beautiful ponytail? You know, do you want to wear it in a bun? Knowing how to wear your gray hair is very important, but also making sure you're keeping it healthy. A great shampoo, a great conditioner, not using heat on it all the time, using really high-end blow dryers or flat irons or hair rollers when you want to, but really keeping it healthy. And my hair, I'm happy, is very healthy. Number 5, what advice would you give to someone that is just starting the gray hair journey or transition? I keep saying it, but silence the voices in your head. You have a story in your mind of what aging is, and I think it's a societal problem because we think that the more we inject and the more we don't see a line, and the more that we puff up our face and our lips and we don't show expression, that somehow that is youthful. We think that that is somehow beauty. And I think changing that dialogue and that story is so important. And part of that is walking together as gray hair beauties, embracing each other, talking to other women, watching other women, will really help to encourage you. You will be nervous at first as you see the gray hair coming in and it feels like you're not coloring. You may have a friend or a loved one tell you that you look old. I remembered having a few people say things to me that kind of hurt my feelings, and I just had to look to my husband, who would love me if I was bald, and say, how am I looking to you? And he just kept saying how much he loved it and how beautiful it was. Finding the positives. As a dark-haired girl, I never got to put different layers in my hair of color, or what would I say, weave my hair, or put highlights in my hair. And so for me, the gray hair looks like a highlight. I noticed a woman the other day when I was walking down our beach path, and she had this beautiful white hair, and then she had a line where it was still dark and colored. And when I looked at her face, she looked so bright and beautiful, and I thought, I want to have the confidence she has to stand tall, let our gray hair sparkle show, our gray hair crown, and to just let people know that aging is a beautiful, graceful, powerful thing, and we don't need to look 20 anymore to be considered beautiful. I also think that you need to remind yourself that you are on this journey. You have gotten to be of a certain age where so many don't. I've said that before. And that being gray says, my children are grown, my life is full, and I feel powerful, and I'm embracing this journey. I hope that you all enjoyed this. I hope it resonated with you. Please go visit these other channels and stay beautiful now.